feminist sisters who love their sisters, who will die for their sisters, will take a bullet for their sisters, but will not share their husbands for their sisters. You can lie.
It's just
how dare they?
It's so cringe to even like if you loved me, you'd share me with your friends, honey. What's wrong with you? It's like, don't you love me? Don't you love them? They really want to have sex with me. Devin, you've been talking about that with them.
I thought you loved me.
Did you guys see? Did you guys see that video of that young Muslim girl? And I think it was on TikTok or something. She was actually telling she's clearly been conditioned.
Oh yeah,
like that's what that's what they're doing in all of this. They're conditioning women to believe that the more open they are to bringing their girlfriends home to their husbands, the better wives they are and the better they are in the eyes of Islam. They're conditioning these girls, and now the girls are actually going out and doing it. But there was that girl on like TikTok or something. She was saying, your life will change as soon as you start bringing your girlfriends home for your husband to enjoy. Your life will get better. And I'm like, yeah, lots of guys are going to love you they're going to say, man, I got the best wife. I got the best wife in the world, bringing me home all their friends. They are. You will find guys who really, really love having a wife like that. But
I did a response to her on...
Oh, that girl on that woman on TikTok, right?
Yeah, the idea. Yeah, that's the direction things are heading in, and that. Yeah, you will impress your husband like that, but doesn't mean it's a good idea.
Back in January, I did a response to her, and then a bunch of Muslim men got mad at me for that. And so I cited some meta-analyses, and then they tried to come back because they started taking them out of context. And I had to like respond by pointing out, you guys don't know what the Bible says, and you guys are getting these studies blatantly wrong across the board. And it was just like wild to watch them desperately try to defend something that has been proven in sociological studies to cause massive harm to women.
Yeah. She's one of those women who like to build a community of men who really want women to say stuff that men like, and she appeals to that audience. It's just cringy, very, very cringy.
Yo, AP, you got a comment here. Someone said, I married a Muslim and did not know he already had 2 wives. I asked if he practiced or believed in polygamy. He lied. As soon as I found out, I quickly annulled the non-marriage.
Wow.
So these are people who are signing up for, you go get your Islamic marriage, even though it's not official in the eyes of the state, because you have your one marriage that's official, that you're officially married as far as the state is concerned. And then you get your extra marriages on the side. And then, not all women are aware of this when they're signing on.
Your spouse. You can lie to your spouse. But can they lie in the context of, for example, if one says, I sense that you've got a second wife, can he say, no, I don't?
Yes, you can. You can say that.
You can say that.
Yes, I personally believe this is the Prophet said you can do it.
My favorite reaction is the women going, wait, what? Like they're just dumbfounded. This is actually the case.
I find it actually interesting that they made this show with
the
women
Prophet said you can do it.
sitting there and showing their face. I don't know. I was a little surprised.
Yeah, look at this squad here.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of when Hijab was at Speaker's Corner saying that if you just read the Quran, you'll get the indication that you can have sex with a 5-year-old, and there are all these women standing around like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what? What did you say? It's like, ladies, how are you just now learning all of this? We were saying this 15 years ago, and all your da'is called us liars. And now they're telling you to your faces, and you guys are all shocked. So
who do we contact to prevent that?
Yeah.
Someone said he should call the show Ali Dawah's Playhouse of Insanity.
Oh boy, it's ridiculous, man. Go ahead.
Oh, I just find it ironic that the show is called The Bitter Truth, and they're telling, no, we can lie all we want. It's fine. Like,
that is funny. And the bitter truth is only bitter to women, of course. It's it is established by Ali Dawah, and they're just there to tell women the bitter truth.
And by the way, ladies, make sure you don't tell anything we're discussing to our wives, or they might get in on. They might know what's going on.
The Prophet said you can do it.
And we're proud of that.
It doesn't have to be white. It can be a black line. If someone does this and they get caught, for example, or something happens, or
or she just asks him, "Where were you last night?"
Yeah, but even that, he can lie. The man can do it. It's up to the man. No woman can take that right away from the man.
Aside from Islam, I think my integrity, my dignity, my, who I am as a person.
Oh, wait a minute. There will be a harsh response to this, I guess. The way she started it, aside from Islam.
Yeah, that was a bad note saying aside from Islam.
That was a terrible move.
Yeah. Yes. If you completely ignore that we're entirely justified in Islam for doing this, it would be wrong. But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about in some fantasy world. We're talking about Islam here.
Yeah. You can't do that.
I would think it's so disrespectful for my husband to go and marry somebody else secretly. That to me is cheating.
It's like a slap
Even
in
if
the
it
face.
is Islamically correct.
This idea of aside Islam, we're Muslims. There is no aside Islam in this discussion. I'm speaking to a Muslim. So there is no aside Islam here. The true religion, which I'm now expected as a Muslim man to follow, is not the religion of Islam. It's the religion of women's feelings. I'm not going to do this. So I'm saying now we go back to the book and the Sunnah.
What exactly is a secret marriage? It is not made public. It's not publicized.
So the point is...
Oh, boy. Anything anyone wants to say about this whole thing so far?
Well, as you might expect, research does show that people prefer mates or spouses that are truthful. Personality and mate preference, 5 factors in mate selection and marital satisfaction, shows that, of course, anyone will prefer a mate that has higher levels of agreeableness. And agreeableness is one of the 5 big personality traits, which are openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Acronym OCEAN. And agreeableness is a trait that aligns with trust, honesty, altruism. So, he's basically saying to the whole world that I make a bad spouse. I make a bad husband because I have low levels of agreeableness. I'm going to lie to my spouse and go out and cheat on her.
So the point is this, let me be real, yeah? If you got a good husband, he comes and he says, I want a second wife, all hell breaks loose. And then we blame this man. Yeah, but why are you keeping it secret? What else should he do?
And so they...
What logic? Wow. You could apply the same logic to a lot of things in the world that are very terrible.
Think about this. I want to bang this other girl. Besides my wife, I want to bang this other girl, and then my wife, she's getting upset about it. How I know that he's going to get upset about it. So of course I was going to lie. How can you blame me? That's what these guys are actually saying, right? We want to. I married you, but I want to go have sex with other women that I'm going to Islamically married on the side. And I know you're going to be upset about that. That's why I lie to your face. Why would you get mad about that? Why would you it's your fault. It's your fault for getting upset that I want other women. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Are these guys polygamous? Do you think they have other wives?
Publicly, I think no.
This is a way of gently breaking it, breaking the news. Yeah. Oh, hypothetically, maybe if a situation arose,
Wow. So I'm wondering now.
Hey, wife, did you watch that show? What does you think about that? Are you a good wife, like the kind that we's describing, or is you one of them wives who would be upset?
It's funny that your Ali Dawah sounds a little bit like Ali G in the way he
well, that's how I think of him. I mean,
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's deliberate. I see.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
They perform the marriage in somebody's house, and there are 2 witnesses present, and nobody knows about this.
When the Prophet, he kept a secret from some of his wives. Some scholars, I'm not going to go into detail, but some scholars actually...
Oh, wait.
Connect this
That's
with,
Mary the Copt.
With Maria the Copt. Lying is not allowed for 3 things.
This is funny. A lot of the times when we bring up this issue where Muhammad was lied to his wives and was caught having sex with his slave girl in his wife's house. And then they were angry at him, and then he said he will not do it again. And then Allah sent a revelation and said, no, you are allowed to do whatever you want. Do never forbid yourself from doing such things. A lot of Muslims, when we bring this up, say, well, no, there are different interpretations, and this might just be about eating honey. He was not supposed to eat honey, and he ate honey, and that's why they got mad. And he said, I will never eat honey again. But then Allah sent a revelation down and said, you are allowed to eat honey. So, but this guy is here reiterating that this is actually about him having sex with his slave girl. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and just, I mean, that's one of those situations where you can read the Quran verse and then read their explanations, and you could tell which is obviously the correct explanation. For anyone who's new to this, right? You have the opening verses of Surah 66 of the Quran, which are talking about Muhammad has made an oath to his wives, and Allah's telling him, hey, it's okay to break that oath you made to your wives. And then so the question is, what's this about? You got two competing stories. One is Muhammad got caught in the bed of Hafsa, his wife Hafsa, with his slave girl Mary the Copt, while Hafsa's out running some errands. She comes back early, catches him in bed with his sex slave. And he's like, please don't tell Aisha. Please don't tell Aisha. She's going to complain. I'm going to look bad. And then Hafsa blabs it to everyone. And then it's this big ordeal and so on. But then you have this competing story where his wives are complaining that he smelled like honey, like he was eating this honey, and they were mad about it. And so they had this big dispute over there. It's like, okay, what's the real story behind this that was so embarrassing? Is it really about honey?
The funny thing is, honey sounds like a comparison.
The second one sounds like an episode of, the second one sounds like an episode of Winnie the Pooh. They caught eating honey. No, I wasn't eating honey.
Stop lying, Christopher Robin. I don't even remember what he sounds like.
No, Piglet.
It gets funnier the more you think about that.
Someone should do a cartoon of that honey episode. And he's Winnie, like they come up to him, like the characters from Winnie the Pooh come up to him and are like, Muhammad, are you eating our honey?
Hey, by the way, everyone, look at these verses. So you can read the historical background in Tafsir Jalalain. You have hadiths about this being connected to Mary the Copt. But look at it. Oh, Prophet, why did you prohibit? So the historical background is Muhammad gets caught. He tells Hafsa, keep her mouth shut because he doesn't want his wives complaining. His wives complain, hey, what are you doing? I mean, you're literally having sex with your slave girls in our beds, in our houses, right? In our houses while we're out, we go out and you jump in our beds. You've got this sweaty sex slave that you're boning in my bed, and then I'm coming back and laying down in the bed with soaked in the sweat of your slave girl. What the heck, right? They're flipped out. They're flipping out about this. Then Muhammad, I swear by Allah, I will not do that again. I will stop having sex with my slave girl. I will not go near her again. And this is Allah's response. Oh, Prophet, why did you prohibit yourself from what Allah has made lawful to you, seeking the approval of your wives? So you took an oath saying that you would stop having sex with your slave girl. Allah says, I didn't tell you to do that. You're trying to make your wives happy. Why do you care about making your wives happy, idiot? I said you could do it. Why are you trying to make your wives happy? And then what's he saying? Next verse, Allah has already ordained for you the dissolution of your oaths. So I swear by Allah, I will never do that again. Oh, Allah didn't tell me to say that. I take back my oath. It's totally canceled. I'm good to go. And this is Allah telling his prophet it's okay to break an oath he swore to his wives in the name of Allah. And Allah says, break that oath, man. Go bone that slave.
I'm really glad that's what Allah cares about. You know?
Notice that, I mean, Allah's sending a message here. These Muslims, Ali Dawah and Mohammed Hijab, they've absorbed this. Why do you care about seeking the approval of your wives? Why do you care? You can see that running through this discussion. We're not here for you. We're not here to please you. This is not the religion of your feelings. This is a religion of submission to Allah.
it's testing her to see how she responds.
Yeah.
That's, if she decides to do the opposite, which is, throw the divorce card or throw this card, then ultimately she's falling into the act of disobedience.
Thank you.
Ali Dawah saying thank you.
Thank you.
Very
Yes,
well
and we're
said.
proud of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Ali Dawah was like, you know what? I want my wife to listen to this. Could you talk to her?
But I mean, guys, this is this is hilarious to us, but I mean, this is messed up. I mean, what are they doing? They are the leaders of Dawah, the champions of Dawah, are realizing we need to more actively and aggressively condition women to think that they're the ones with the problem. If they have a problem with us having multiple wives, we need to condition them. We need to insert it into the ideas of the Ummah, which has already been there, but they're trying to make it more clear and explicit. We need to convince these women that the more open they are to us having second wives, the better they are. You are a good woman. You are a good wife if you don't want me all to yourself and you're okay with me having multiple wives. Then you're good. If you only want me all to yourself, you're a bad, selfish wife, and you're bad before Allah. You're a bad Muslim woman. You're just all around bad. I mean, you can't blame me from divorcing you, so I get a better wife than you because you're garbage. Those are the ideas that they're trying to insert into these women's heads, and I mean, seems like they can do it pretty easily and pretty quickly. And by the way, you see all of this in the life of Muhammad, and you can see how this will all play out, and it's not going to go the way these women want, because we talk about, hey guys, have some self-control. We know lots of guys have a desire to have sex with lots of women. The idea of entering into a marriage is saying, hey, I'm committing to you. Yes, just biologically the way I was born. I have lots of desires to have sex and so on. I'm committing completely to you. And then these guys are coming along saying from an Islamic perspective, no, you don't have to do that. And so they want these women to be okay with the concept of having additional wives based on this man's desires. But yes, as you just pointed out, wait, this man's desires, now there's a competition among wives going on, and this guy's bringing in younger, hotter wives. Guess what? You're just going to keep getting older. You, the original wife, you're just going to keep getting older and older and older. And if this guy has never learned to actually commit, and he's just always going with what his desires tell him, what happens when you are way past your prime and he can divorce you and trade you in for a younger model? What's he supposed to do? Oh, his desire is for the younger, hotter wife. That's exactly what we see in the life of Muhammad. Muhammad, once his wife Khadijah died, he married two people after that. There are disputes about it, but it's Sauda and Aisha. Sauda was a woman who's closer in age to Muhammad, and then he married his little child bride. Later on, after Muhammad had married a bunch of new wives, Sauda was said to be old and overweight and unattractive to him, and so Muhammad was going to divorce her to make room for another wife. And then Sauda agreed to lay aside, because no one was allowed to marry Muhammad's wives after him. So she would have just been like kicked to the curb. So she actually comes to an arrangement. Hey, the night that you would spend with me, give that to Aisha. So now you can spend twice as much time with your favorite little child bride, and just ignore me, but don't divorce me, because I have no way of surviving if you divorce me. And the Quran actually praises her for coming to that arrangement. So, I mean, this is real life stuff where if your husband is just going with whatever he wants most, and you're okay with that, hey, just go with your desires. Okay, guess what? You hit 40, 45, 50, 55, and he can trade you in for an 8 or 9-year-old, or I mean, Daniel's calling the shots, a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, or something like that. And your guy's a total pervert, and he has no self-control. What's he going to do? This
perfect man?
Come on.
Perfect man.
Yeah. And this guy is supposedly better than the Apostle Paul, who said in 1 Corinthians 7 that the husband's body belongs to the wife as the wife's body belongs to the husband.
He's weak. He's weak for saying that. all the women belong to all the women's bodies belong to me.
You see?
Yeah.
The impression that there is a man out there that is not polygamous. Because you guys are monogamous by nature, meaning you are.
Did you hear that? There are some stupid women here who think that there's a man out there who's not polygamous. How stupid can they be?
I don't even know where to start with this. Wow.
Yeah, if you because again they break it down in the longer clip, but Ali Dawah's point is that men by nature are polygamous.
I know, and that's the argument.
Men want to have sex. Now notice